Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the grand finale of the Top Tier Racing Tricia's Learning Center Gen 6 series, coming at you live from the legendary Charlotte Motor Speedway. It all comes down to this, folks. 150 laps here tonight. Pressure is high, stakes are higher. Let's go ahead and take a look at the championship standings so far. Going into tonight, you will see that number 70, Dylan Canova, up over 50 points on the 13 at Christian Proctor. That will actually secure him as our champion for this season. So now our spots, we're going to be looking at second and third place. Those are going to be the last two money-paying spots here at the end of this season. And to shake up the story a little bit, the 51 Jacob Wilson not racing tonight, returning next season, but only part-time race here or there. So we'll have to see who's going to take over that third place. Jake Raven, Shane Wielden right behind him there. Nick Ruffini as well. Only a 5-point gap separates those three drivers. Christian Proctor now has a bit of a gap between himself and what's going to be fourth in points, Jake Raven. He's got about a 12-point gap. He's got a little bit of a cushion, but it's still doable for any one of these guys to possibly take away second if Christian Proctor has a bad race. Jeremy Gill, 118, is currently running 7th. If he has a great race, you never know. Like, some of these guys aren't too far off from 4th on back to about 9th. Really only a 23-point difference. So we'll have to see who's going to finish up in the top 3. We'll see at the end of the evening here. I'm looking forward to it. I love this track. It's been a great season so far. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our race info for this evening. 79 degrees Fahrenheit, 49% humidity, clear skies with an 8-mile-per-hour wind. Track temperature 91 degrees Fahrenheit. So not a hot track at all. Very nice, good temperature. Folks, let's look. Rachel in chat. Go JD. Got some rooting for JD. Jacob Wilson, speak of the devil. Good luck to my revved up racing drivers, he says. Revved up has absolutely been crushing it this season. They are on top as far as team points. Nobody was going to touch those guys this season. We'll have to see, maybe next season someone can take them down. We'll find out. Let's go ahead and take a look at quick times for qualifying or practice so far. Canova on top with a 29.60. Thorndike not far off of him. 4/10 off, 29.64. And Kenny Cucko, third quick in practice so far, 29.78. Got about 2.5 minutes left in practice here. Dylan Canova rocking the black and purple car. Haven't seen him in this one in a while. He's been rocking the white car lately. And in it with the classic. Love to see it. Right in front of him, you'll see that 11 of Kenny Cucko. Also looking to have himself a great evening. I know Charlotte's a good track for him. I mean, he just went, I know for a fact he just went and saw a NASCAR race there, so he should be an expert now. Look to see great things out of him this evening. Jeff in chat, welcome. He says, let's go Shane Wielden. Get this one done tonight. I agree with Shane Wielden, currently 11th quick in practice. His best time so far, 29.92. About 3.5 tenths off the leader, but hey, it ain't how fast you can go. It's how well you can race and be there at the end of it. And with this league, if you're just joining in and do not know, there are no fast repairs. 80% fuel load, 4 sets of tires over the wall in pit. There he is out on track. Jake Raven in the 37 Liquid Death Machine. He's had a bit of a rough season. Still doing well. I mean, he's in the championship run. It wasn't that rough, but man, he was finding trouble all season long. If there was trouble on track, it was magnetized right to him. Let's hope he has a good finish here this evening. Jeremy Gill currently running 5th quick in practice with a 29.86. Actually tied with his teammate Christian Proctor. Both running in 29.86. Just wrapping up practice here, and we'll get moved on to qualifying. Right, practice is over. We will get these guys out on the track here for qualifying. See who can lay down the quickest lap. Jeremy Gill going to be the first one out of pits. Looks like we have about 13 cars here this evening. Well, the cars out on track here. We got the 22 with JD Van Kirk. Track, 1.5 miles long. Takes a little bit of time to get around here. You saw him practice about half a minute to get around here, just shy of. Oh, and for those of you wondering, before I almost forget again, tonight is actually the Hot Atlanta 150. For those of you that may have been around for the Atlanta broadcast, that was actually supposed to be a sponsored broadcast race by Crispy C7, and both me, myself, and the other admins top tier, we dropped the ball. So tonight is the Atlanta 150 at Charlotte, brought to you by Crispy C7. Thank you to him for sponsoring a race here this evening for the league. Thank you for everyone else. Jim Thorndike, quickest on the board. First lap, 29.608. Second lap, 29.670. Does not improve. Third quick, Christian Proctor. His first lap, 29.6. Second lap, 29.8. So way slower on that second lap. Jeremy Gill's second lap, bring him up to second so far. The 29.68. Jorge Ledesma at the 29.8 for his first lap. Let's see what kind of lap he can put down for this second lap. It's a burner. Let's see it. 29.9. Does not improve. That will get him 5th quick, though, so far. We'll see Dylan Canova take a qualifying lap here. This is the Gen 6 Tricia's Learning Center Gen 6 Series champion right here. Canova is going on a 4-win streak currently going into tonight. See if anyone here can knock him off his throne. We will be recruiting for next season, so if anyone watching says, hey, I'd like to come join these guys, a good core group of guys here, I'll be looking for some new drivers for next season. We will be racing the new Gen 4 that will release by the time we start our next season. So look forward to that. Will also be an extended season. Doing 20 races instead of 15. First lap for Canova. 30.890. Let's be saving it all for the second lap. Coming to the stripe now, we have 29,651. That's going to put him in second place. Just shy of 5/10 or 5 thousandths of a second. Slower than Jim Thorndike. Shane Wielden Sr. in chat says, when is the new Gen 4 being released? It will be released at the start of the next season in iRacing. I believe they're going to be on week 13 soon. So after all the week 13 nonsense, then we'll get the new Gen 4 a bunch with whatever other big updates they have in store for us. And of course, we'll be kicking off our season July 1st for the duels at Daytona. And then the following week, we will do the big shebang. All right, qualifying is over. Let's bring up our qualifying results, show the official order. Jim Thorndike sitting on the pole, 29.608. Dylan Canova second. Jeremy Gill rounding out your top three. Christian Proctor and Kenny Cucko are going to round out your top five. Jorge Ledesma Jr., Jake Raven, Davis Chevalier, Nick Ruffini, and Shane Wielden will round out your top 10. Then J.D. Van Kirk, Zach White, and Robbie Miner will round out the field this evening. Looking forward to this one tonight, folks. I'm looking forward to see how the points shake out for those second and third positions, knowing that Canova has got the championship on lockdown. They're just going through their drivers' meeting right now, doing the do's and don'ts. Looking for good, clean racing here. Small field here once again. Hopefully not too many cautions here tonight. See a lot of good green flag laps. I like to see it. I like to see some green flag pit stops. Always add some different strategy to it. Of course, thank you to all of our season sponsors. Tricia's Learning Center as our title sponsor. Premier Racing Setups. Also have Marty's iRacing Paint Shop. Crispy C7. Mid-Tier Racing. BSRL. Cucko E-Motorsports. Check 6 Motorsports. I think that's everybody. If I forgot anyone, thank you. And of course, thank you to Royalty Racing Network sponsors, SM Racing Products, and Majestic Promotional Branded Apparel. So we'll get their drivers to the cars here momentarily. All right, see some movement. Looks like the warm-up is finished. Kenny is finished laying down the law. Drivers are now walking to the cars, hopping in, starting them up. We'll get our parade lap underway. And Barney can do what he does best, and that's wave those flags. For the final time this season. You're also in for a treat next season. I will be returning back to the track. A new great broadcaster coming on board, Mr. John Ross. Great personality, great voice. You're gonna love it. So come back next season. Give me some love in chat. Make sure to give John some love when he is out here doing this for y'all next season. Rena, welcome in. Says, hope everyone has fun tonight. Of course, good luck to Jake Raven. Sir, Mr. Raven will be starting off 7th here this evening. Let's hear Marty in chat. Let's go MTR, he says. All right, pace car will be dipping down into pit lane. Green flag is in the air. Jim did not have a great start there on the inside. Canova gonna take it right away. Gonna leave Proctor and Thorndike to battle out. Jorge Ledesma Jr. right on Proctor's tail. Little jostling back and forth here. Mid-pack, it's looking good. One's minding their P's and Q's. Jorge is going to get past Jim Thorndike as well. Thorndike falling back to 4th. Jorge now looking to the inside of Christian Proctor. Jorge showing some incredible speed right now. Already up 3 spots from where he started. You can see him now. We're going to see him start to get a little single file. Like, we got 100. Wow, there's my tower. I didn't realize it wasn't on. My apologies. We got 150 laps here tonight, folks. Long race. Tires are going to be important tonight with the longer race. Nobody able to get himself some separation from Proctor. Jorge and Jim now trying to fight over that 3rd place. Jim might be now looking to the inside of him. Can't quite do it. We see Dave Shively now maybe making some work on the 59 of Jim Thorndike. See Jorge Ledesma Jr. way down the track. Trying to get by the 13 of Proctor. He will slide up in front of him. Can he hold on to it though? Proctor's going to have a good run on the exit. Catches him in the tri-oval. Not going to happen though. Killer speed from Jorge there. Able to get by a few people, up 4 positions. Going to make him our biggest mover currently. 5 laps done already. Oh, Thorndike into the wall there on corner entry. Jeremy Gill moving up the field a little bit. We're trying to get some of his spots back, I should say. He's currently down 2 positions from where he started. Jacob Wilson, if I get home and the race is still going on, can I come on as a guest? Yeah, just let me know, man. I know you're a good speaker. All right. Jeremy Gill, Dave Shively now side by side. And try and get that 5th position. Jeremy Gill wants it. Looking to the inside. Shively way up by the wall. Gill can't quite get enough speed through the corner to get it done. A little action further back here. Shane Wielden, J.D. Van Kirk. Duking it out back here over 9th and 10th place. Behind them, currently running 11th, we got 37, Jake Raven. Back up here, though. Still kind of jostling around for that 3rd place. Canova, Proctor. Bit spread out now from 3rd through 5th. 6th, sorry. Take a look from our aerial view, the Royalty Racing Network chopper. It might have been just a touch of neck code between the 4 and the 59 there. Shively making the mood for 3rd, sends it in there. Like Jorge was standing still. I think we saw a lot of speed out of Jorge right away. I wonder if he burned up his tires a little bit too quickly there. Jorge gets a little bent out of shape. Gonna dip back here now. Kenny's gonna get past him. Kenny creeping up through the back up through the field. Kenny really cruising. He's looking to get past Jim Thorndike now as well. Shively up to 3rd. Kenny, Thorndike side by side. Thorndike keeping his teammate down low. Kenny tucks in behind. Gill now trying to get the spot back from Shively. Looking to his inside. Can't quite make the run. Maybe a little help from Thorndike. Ooh, Thorndike almost runs Kenny into the grass. Cucko gets past. These 3 hard charging here. See Shively kind of running up higher a little bit in the corner. Cucko down low. Ooh, Shively in the wall a little bit there. It's a good battle going on here for 4th. Kind of jostled each other out. I think you're seeing right now is people who have saved their tires and people who drove the wheels off of it right away as we're 15 laps in. It's not much tire wear, but it's enough where if someone who saved is going to have a little bit more than you, and a little bit more can make a lot of difference. A little bit more spread out. Thorndike now right on the bumper of Shively. Thorndike gonna look to the inside. Across the stripe, going into 1. You can see Proctor maybe making a little bit of progress on Canova. Canova still has about 4/10 of a gap on him. Thorndike getting past Shively. Shively right back on his heels, though. It's not going to let him go easy. Kenny now looking to get past Jeremy Gill. Take over that third spot. Kenny getting right down on that line, almost on the apron. Gill gets him on corner exit, though. A little further back, we got Ruffini and Van Kirk. Oh, what a move by Ruffini, getting down to the inside. Chef's kiss. Good move. It's able to get past Van Kirk. That'll put him up to 8th. Thorndike looked like he might have been making up a little ground on the 71 of Kenny Cucko. Does not. Cucko, on the other hand, head back off the third position now, kind of maybe saving some tires. Welcome in, Wendy Brooks. She says in chat, good luck, revved up racing team. Tell you, they do great every race. Canova, of course, up front, leading this one. It's got about just under 4/10 of a second of a lead over second place currently. Ruffini just made a great pass. So we got Jorge and Nick Ruffini as well. 7th, 8th. Starting to get a little bit spread out here. Jorge was running up front, up towards the top there. Burned his tires off a little too much, I'm thinking, a little too early. In for the long haul here this evening. 150 laps. This race was originally only supposed to be 100 laps. But the drivers voted, with it being the season finale, they wanted a longer race. Added 50 laps to the race here this evening, making tires even more crucial than they were before. Added 50 laps, did not give any additional tires. Check back up front-ish. Here's that third position. Gill's trying to hold off Kenny Cucko. Kenny laying on a heavy attack in the corner. Can't quite get the move done, but this is a game of inches. Every lap, you can gain an inch on him, gain an inch on him, and then you just got to get by him. Thorndike also making moves. Here we got almost a 3 wide in the back. Shane Wheeldon thought better of it, decided to back out of it there. Little patience, is able to get by the 44 as well anyway. Back to working on the 22. Great move decision by the 83 there. Live to fight another day. Now up here for 4th, Kenny and Jim are duking it out. A little bit further back, Nick Ruffini just got by Davis Shively. All sorts of movement throughout the track. They're a little spread out, but they're all racing each other pretty hard. Trying to watch the intervals as we go. JD Van Kirk trying to get past Shane Wheeldon now. Jim Thorndike trying to take a crack at Jeremy Gill now. Kenny couldn't quite get it done. Ooh. Banging doors off the corner. You're gonna drive it back in there hard. He says, I'm not gonna let you get past me that easy. They're still banging doors, neither one giving an inch. Thorndike finally backs off there. Kenny's going to try and get around on the outside now. Thorndike came in, roughed him up. Kenny got past. Oh, that was a little excitement there. I'll have to see if anything comes back of it. This is actually our closest battle on track. Starting to get a little gap, a little less of a gap on the leader. I'm keeping an eye on it, though. Still about 2/10. Oh, we got a pass for the lead here. That went away quick, that 2/10 gap. Can't quite get the move done, though. Proctor's going to have to slot back into second. Gonna have to try and set him up here again, though. But hot on the heels of Dylan Canova. Canova looking to the inside. Can he carry enough speed is going to be the question. He can get there on entry. He's hanging with them right there at his door, coming to the tri-oval. Can he get the move done? Back. Oh, a little bit too much on the apron. Oh, man, he's going to have to let up a lot there to not get into Canova. Unfortunate. He had a killer run. Got down way too deep on, got on the apron. Had to scrub a lot of speed. I'll have to set that one back up and try again. Folks, these guys are pretty spread out here now. Bobby Minor bringing up the rear, still hanging in there. Canova back up to a 3/10 gap over second place. Shane Wielden now trying to chip away at the 85 of Davis Shively. Let's go for an onboard here with the 83 of Shane Whelan as he's making a pass to get past the 85 Shively. Maybe we won't go on board. I wanted to get you a view of him setting it up, but just as I was thinking about it, he set it up and executed the pass. This gap up here now for the lead has gone down once again. 13 of Proctor, right on the back bumper of the 17 of Dylan Canova, or 70 of Dylan Canova. Proctor able to get a nose ahead here. Canova's up high, though, gets a great exit. Canova's still going to lead that one. These two guys just duking it out here. A little back further in the field now. Thorndike was able to get around the 4 of Jeremy Gill. Gill slot back to 5th place. Thorndike up to 4th. Zach White trying to make a move on Davis Shively now. Nick Ruffini now able to chip away at that gap between him and Gill. Looking to probably set up a pass here the next lap or two. See if Gill can hold him off. Can't quite get the pass done yet. Gonna have to try and set it up for another corner here. You can just hear those tires screaming through the corners. It's like he'll get a nose ahead of Gill. Clear him on corner exit there. On to his next target. That'll be the 59 of Jim Thorndike. Welcome in, Derek Cat. Says small field tonight. Small field indeed, unfortunately. Jorge Ledesma Jr. trying to make up some ground once again. They're looking to get past the 22 JD Van Kirk. Van Kirk's going to hold him off for now. Canova able to get back out front, or stay up front. Proctor still not able to get past him. Side by side at the exit of 2 there. Got him good. If he can hold it down on the bottom. Looks like he might clear him coming out of 4. He's going to get right up in front of him out of 4. Oh, Canova has to go in the grass just a little bit. Canova's going to get back by him, though, going into 1. Proctor now looking down to the inside. He's got some more momentum than Canova did through that corner. It's going to be a matter of who's going to cross over the last person last. Proctor will lead that lap. Now he's got to try and stay ahead of that number 70 there. 41 laps out of 150 done tonight. Not much action through the rest of the field. Nick Ruffini trying to take 4th away from Thorndike. Right on his bumper here. Looking to the inside. Coming through the turns. The exit of 2. Still side by side. No. Will he get it done? Proctor still holding about a 2/10 over Canova. Feeney getting by Thorndike, taking over 4th position. Ooh, Ruffini gets into the wall. Not supposed to do that, sir. Is able to keep a decent amount of speed, although Thorndike will look under him here. Going into turns 3 and 4. Feeney will hold on to that position. Robbie Minor coming down pit. Gap up here, slowly ticking away. Proctor still holding on to it for now. Looking to the inside here. Can't quite. Sides, not yet, not yet. A few other people coming into pit now. Jeremy Gill, David Shively, JD Van Kirk, all coming to pit as well. At 45 out of 150. Thorndike trying to keep up with the 03 Ruffini, who just got past him. Nick Ruffini is our biggest mover of the evening so far, up 5 positions from where he started. Proctor under heavy pressure from the 70 of Canova now. Lets him go a little bit in the corner, but he must be catching him on the straights. I can see the time, the interval just tick away. Thorndike, Ruffini, side by side, coming through the corners. Ruffini able to hold it out front of Thorndike. Not much going on right now. Everybody really spread out. These guys coming up through the field now behind Jorge. Fresh tires, lap down. Jeremy Gill, David Shively, JD Van Kirk, Robbie Miners still in pit. Proctor able to get himself out to a decent lead over Canova now. 3/10, almost 4/10 in front of him. All right, we see the leaders coming down to pit now. Oh, Canova beats him into pit lane. What a move there. That was wild. Canova passed him on the entry to pit lane. Bold move, Cotton. Bold move. That's going to put Jim Thorndike as our leader right now. To see when these guys decide to pit, we'll see our green flag pit cycles coming. Ruffini drives right by him. He's going to lead a lap. Bonus point. Cha-ching. Jorge Ledesma Jr. now coming down to pit lane. Proctor and Canova battling it out here. They're not the leaders yet, but they will be. Everybody but Shane Wielden coming down pit lane. Wielden's going to try and lead a lap here. You can see Canova Proctor right behind him there. Well, there you have it. Pit cycles have now concluded. A few people just coming in and out as we speak. I have to guess about 50 laps, so I have to assume we'll see him pit again, probably around lap 100. Tell ya, I do love this racetrack, though. It's home to the Coca-Cola 600, which is one of the longest races of the season for NASCAR anyway. And I mean, so many good winners. I mean, Jimmy Johnson won here 8 times, most all time in the Cup Series at Charlotte. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The champ, the legend, one of them anyway. Canova looking to make a move to the outside, getting a good run here. I have to wonder how hard they're going to battle right away. Burn up the tires, perhaps. Let's look a little bit back through the field. Shively and Gill now fighting over 4th place. Here comes Jake Raven. Just saw him get to the inside of not Nick Ruffini. Sorry, that's Robbie Minor. Lap car. He's able to get around him there. He's trying to hunt down and get himself into the top 5 here. He's just got to get past that 85. Looking to the inside now, coming out of turn 4. Tell you that it's getting closer. I can see the sun setting. I think we're late evening here at Charlotte. I'm sure that some of these drivers might be getting a little bit of a glare from the sun setting. Let's go for a ride. Oh, yeah, they're getting a little bit of a glare through 3 and 4 there. Of course, we are on board with the 37, Jake Raven, who did just get past, or he's alongside of Jeremy Gill right now. Trying to get past him. Working that low line. Can't quite get the move done. Across the stripe, though. Killer run. Gets past the 4. Is going to take over 4th. Gill will fall back to 5th. Starting to get a little spread out through the field. Closest battle is with the leader. Folks, we'll take just a quick moment and step away for a side-by-side commercial break. Welcome back, folks. Of course, huge shout out to SM Racing Products and SM Racing Products and Majestic Promotional Branded Apparel. Christian Proctor trying to get the move done on the 70 of Dylan Canova. A little further back in the field, Jim Thorndike, Jeremy Gill. Thorndike gets past him, smacks the wall a little bit. Let's remember, tonight is the Hot Atlanta 150 at Charlotte. Due to brain memory issues between myself and the other admins at Top Tier, completely spaced the Atlanta race was sponsored. So we gave them the sponsorship of tonight's season finale. So it is Crispy C7's Hot Atlanta 150 at Charlotte. Nova still able to hold off 13 at Christian Proctor. Folks, not much happening. Nick Ruffini, actually, a little bit happening. Trying to get past the 4 of Jeremy Gill now. Gill falling back. Wonder if maybe he has a little damage on the car. If he's playing the long game here, we'll have to see. Way further back, Zach White, JD Van Kirk. Going at it here. Zach looking to the inside. Down the back stretch they go. Zach with killer momentum. Gets past JD for now. Zach White taking over 10th. Closest battle on track right now, still between first and second place. Of course, that is the 70 Dylan Canova out front. 13 of Christian Proctor trailing behind him. Right on his bumper now. right on board here with the 13 of Dylan Canova. Christian Proctor trying to get the work done. He's right there with them. Lap after lap. Not letting him have it easy, that's for sure. Not letting him sit back and maybe save his tires like Canova might want to do. 13 just gets in front of him. Canova fighting back on the inside now. Can't quite get it done. He's going to tuck back in, looking back to the inside in turns 3 and 4. Can't quite get it done. Hard to pass on the inside. A new leader here at Charlotte. That is Christian Proctor, Crispy C7 itself. Lap 76 out of 150. The sun is setting here. We'll be racing under the lights momentarily. We'll see those babies start clicking on. So these guys trying to hold on to their tires. Charlotte's in a cheese grater. It's an abrasive surface. It's a 1.5 mile, but it's got high tire wear tendencies. Nick Ruffini trying to get past Jim Thorndike now. See Ruffini running a little bit lower than Thorndike is. Peter, welcome in. Peter in chat says, come on, Shane Wielden. Shane Wielden currently running 9th. David Shively about a half a second off of 8th place there. It's definitely doable. Peter in chat says, sorry, I'm late to the race. That's all right, buddy. Better late than never. So far, running good. Canova, Proctor, these two have been battling back and forth all race long. We had green flag pit stops. Proctor was leading into the green flag pit stop, and Canova made a pass on the pit entry. Was able to get past him before the entry line. It was a crazy move. Shane Wielden, though, boy's been having a decent night. He's already made up that ground on David Shively. Gonna take. Can he get 8th from him? He's gonna be looking to the inside here. Shively Wielden side by side coming through out of turn 2. Like Shively may have got a little loose there. See him getting a little squirrely. Wielden still right there, door to door, going into 3 here. Wielden with a little bit more momentum's gonna clear him coming out of 4. Is gonna take over 8th. He isn't out of the woods yet. The 85 still right there with the pressure. Looks like Wheeldon's able to get it done. Hold on to it for now. Is he going to stay out in front of him? Oh, big change here. On blink of an eye, I looked up. I saw the gap was getting small. And then all of a sudden, gap big. Canova back out front. Proctor now 4/10 off of Canova. Pop back by Jim Thorndike, trying to make a move here on Nick Ruffini. Or the other way around, sorry. Ruffini trying to make the move on Thorndike. They're going back and forth here. So Ruffini will stay ahead of him. Shane Wheeldon, oh, we just saw get past the 85 Davis Shibley. Now trying to work down that gap. On the Ford, Jeremy Gill. It's a lot of work to do, though. He's got about 2-second gap between himself and Jeremy Gill. So I have to see if maybe if he can't outrace him, maybe he can out-strategize him here. We'll have to see, because they will need to pit one more time. I am sure of it. I'm going to guess they all pitted between lap 45 and 50 last time. So I have to imagine we'll start seeing pits anytime between lap 90 and 100. So coming up, Peter in chat says, love seeing the Slowick stuff car. Yes, sir. Let's get that car in victory lane. You got this, Shane. I agree, Peter. It's a sharp looking car. It's always good to see your brand out on track. Peter Slug, what's the pit situation? What is the window? Yes, about 45 to 50 laps. The earliest pit the last cycle was lap 42. The latest pit was lap 52. So, I'd say between, I'm going to guess between 92 and 102, we will see those pits start to happen. My gosh. I don't know how long I've been muted for. I apologize, folks. Pit situation. Pit window looks like between the lap probably 92 and 102. Earliest pit window last cycle was, earliest pit last cycle was lap 42. The latest was lap 53. So, could be any time here. Thorndike closing the gap on Ruffini a little bit. Canova now is driven way away from Proctor. I wonder if Proctor got into the wall. Maybe a little bit of damage on his car. Big gaps between everybody. Over 2 seconds for most, except for Jim Thorndike, Nick Ruffini here. And then Shane Wheeldon has now caught Jeremy Gill. Getting 7th. It's ticking him up. He's up 3 positions from where he qualified. Having a good race so far. These long green flag runs definitely separate the men from the boys. Short run stuff is fun. Definitely a caution here. There's definitely nothing to squawk about. But I'm all for these long green flag runs. Shane Wheeldon now up to 7th. He'll have a 6-second gap to the next position. So we'll have to see how he manages that. Now Shane, he was the latest pitter. He pit lap 53. Everyone else pit before him, so he will have the freshest tires going the longest. As we now enter into lap 93 here, feel like we could start seeing some pit anytime now. Peter just says, well, at least it's not raining. Yep, there's that. Thank God in iRacing there are no rain delays. Canova out front. And for those of you that missed the race intro, the way the points are coming into this race, Dylan Canova is actually already the season champion here for the Tricia's Learning Center Gen 6 series here at Top Tier Racing. Second through third in points is going to be the big howdy do. Those are the last money paying spots as far as points are concerned. Go ahead and bring that up real quick. As you can see, Dylan Canova way out ahead of everybody. Proctor, pretty good lock in a second. Jacob Wilson couldn't make it here tonight, so he's going to drop out of that third spot, which just leaves it open to either Jake Raven, Shane Wheeldon, Nick Ruffini, Jeremy Gill. These guys are all super close. And the highest placing one out of all of them right now is Kenny Cucko. He is quite a bit off from that, though, but Raven's got a good shot to get it. Running 4th right now. Get that off the screen there. We'll have to see. Get himself a top 3 over. I mean, for the amount of stuff he's been collected in this season. Oh, we got people in pit. People in pit. Jeremy Gill, Davis Shively, J.D. Van Kirk, Robbie Miner all coming to pit. But yeah, it's good to see Raven up there in points. Collected in a few mishaps this season. He's able to capitalize when it needs to be. Peter in chat says, tight points. Indeed. Except for this man, Dylan Canova, winning them all. He's currently on a 4-race winning streak. This will be race number 5 if he wins it. Thorndike trying to hunt down Nick Ruffini here, getting towards the end of this run. We've had a handful of MTR drivers come down pit lane. And these guys looks like they are 2 laps down. Oaks lap at 99 out of 150. Starting to lose it on Ruffini a little bit. Ooh. Big gaps between everybody. About a second or more. Well, scratch that. Nick Ruffini's coming back through the field. He's looking to drive on the outside of Raven. Almost gets into the wall there. Dylan Canova, our leader, coming down pit lane. Christian Proctor following. Kenny Cucko right behind him. See if anyone else elects to stay out. Ruffini staying out. Thorndike staying out. Jake Raven coming down pit. Shane Wheeldon also electing to stay out. right, Zach White. So Nick Ruffini, Jim Thorndike, Shane Wheeldon, and Zach White. Jorge Ledesma Jr. also staying out. Of course, you see J.D. Van Kirk, who had pit on lap 95. He is already pit. Lap led for the 83. Bonus points for him. We'll have to see when our new leader decides to come pit. He last pit on lap 52, so we'll see how he's going. He's staying out for now. Gonna try. And oh, sorry, Shane did not lead a lap before. I hit it on the wrong car. My goodness. Nick Ruffini leading these laps. Correct myself. My apologies. Shane Wheeldon now coming into pit. Looks like Zach White's still staying out. Oh, no, he's coming into pit as well. How about this move? Nick Ruffini still out here leading laps. Coming into pit. I was going to say, I don't think he can do it much longer. As he dips down into pit, will be by himself now. That's going to put the 70 of Dylan Canova back out front. Kenny Kucko will be third. Proctor didn't have a great pit stop. Came out of it fourth. Or third. Once this updates after this pit cycle here. Lost a spot to Kenny. Jake Raven holding tight at fifth. Maybe has a little something for Chris Proctor. Try and catch him. Maybe get another position by the end of this. Wheeldon Gill duking it out here. Wheeldon gets on by. All right, last pit cycles have concluded. I don't think we will see anybody come back down pit lane unless for some reason there is a caution. But with these guys so spread out, I don't think we're going to see one. Christian Proctor just set the fastest lap of the session, of the race session anyway, 29.69. Tracks, it's nighttime, track's getting cool. These drivers might be getting a little bit more grip out there, running a little bit faster lap times. And of course the fresh tires don't hurt. Canova making his way through a lap car here, putting Shively a lap down. Canova absolutely cooking right now. 5 seconds over second place. He's just got to keep this one clean. Kenny Kucko also feeling quite comfortable in second right now. He may have a 5-second gap to first place, but he's got a 6-second cushion to third. So, folks, I think these guys might not have too much action here at the end of this one. These two guys, though, Nick Ruffini, Jim Thorndike, we can look for a little something to happen here as this race continues. Folks, thank you all for joining in this evening for the Tricia's Learning Center Gen 6 season finale. The crispy C7 Hotlanta at Charlotte. Ruffini catching on Thorndike a bit here. Let's go right on board. Take a look. Oops. Whoa. That's not what I wanted. Sorry, folks. Clicked the wrong button. Now I get all the way back there. There we go. Working on getting past the lap car. They look like it's slowed up Jim Thorndike a little bit. Ruffini right on the bottom. Slowly gaining inch by inch here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's coming up on, see the 22 of J.D. Van Kirk. He's actually 12th place, about to go a lap down. Or is a lap down, but these guys now putting them a lap down to them. Feeney making up the ground on Thorndike. It's the 37 of Jake Raven there. He's currently running 4th. These guys looking to get right past him here. Raven's gonna fall back to 5th. These guys came up and caught up to him quick. Have to imagine that though, Jake's saving his tires for the end of this one. It's when you're gonna need them the most. I'll definitely tell you, plenty of times I've let people go by me and watch them drive by, and about 10 laps later, you go right back by them. This battle's still strong, though. Ruffini trying to get past Thorndike. Ruffini keeping the pressure on him, not letting him lift up a bit there. Raven's starting to reel himself back up to this pack here. I'm not going to let him get too far away, though. Ruffini, oh, Jeremy Gill coming into pit. That's interesting. Or if he had some damage, or if this is a strategy call. We'll have to see. Peter in chat says one little mistake will change everything. That indeed. See, so far, not many mistakes made tonight. Gill, you can see him there now coming out of pit. Dude, that puts him 2 laps down. Ruffini now looking to make his move on Thorndike. He'll get it done there in the tri-oval. Thorndike maybe peeking back to the inside. I don't think he'll get there. He won't. He'll have to concede the position there. Ruffini now up to 4th. Can he clap back and return the favor? We'll have to see, or will he trail off? Now, Jake Raven might be looking to say, hey, it's time to, maybe time to attack. We're under 30 laps to go here. David Shively getting in the mix here. Everyone getting by him pretty good. Jake Raven not able to get around the 85 so easily. He'll get it done in the tri-oval. Not much action anywhere else on the field. Over 2-second gaps everywhere else in the field. This is the closest action. That's why we're keeping it here. Current running order, we got Dylan Canova out in front. Kenny Cucko second. Christian Proctor in third. Nick Ruffini and Jim Thorndike will round out your top 5. Jake Raven, Shane Wielden, Zach White, Jorge Ledesma Jr., and David Shively round out the top 10. J.D. Van Kirk, Jeremy Gill, Robbie Miner rounding out the field. Peter, no, you are fine. Don't apologize for talking too much. Definitely encourage a little banter in chat. Look at that. Jake Raven almost made a move down to the inside there. Jim Thorndike. So maybe not yet. 25 laps to go. I see Robbie Miner going into pit. I have to wonder if at some point that the 59 might let his teammate by. I mean, the 59 is not in the playoffs. Raven's got a good chance to come in third. He does need to get in front of Nick Ruffini, though. Again, this ain't F1, it's NASCAR, but... What do you think, Chad? If you were in a race car, would you let your teammate go for points? Let him go by you and finish worse in a race? There's by no means any right or wrong answer, in my opinion. I think it's just different points of view. Folks, 22 laps to go here. Charlotte. There we go. Raven getting to the inside. Thorndyke's going to let him go by. Hopefully maybe he can get up there. Now he's got about a little over a second gap to Nick Ruffini. See if he can close that down. 21 laps, about to be 20 laps to go. I'll keep an eye on that interval. It's already dropped about 2/10. Leveling out right there, though. We'll have to see. That interval's not going the right way for Jake Raven right now. To get a little bit more out of that car, I think he can do it. Feeney, on the other hand, does have maybe using a little bit of draft from his teammate there. Looks like his teammate's going to let him go by here into the corner. Of course, there's the 44 Jorge Ledesma Jr. currently running 9th place. 1 lap down. Dylan Canova, this lead, was not keeping track of this lead here. Canova getting passed by Kenny Cucko. Kenny's going to win this one. Played the long game. Not win this one. Win this battle. Not the race, but still race left. Gets out in front of Dylan Canova. Now they're going to duke it out here. Able to stay in front of him. 17 laps to go. Can he do it 17 more times? Folks, these guys both pit on the same lap. Canova hot on the bumper of the 71 there, coming out of 4. Kenny able to keep him at bay for now. 15 to go, folks. Dylan's going to get to the inside rear corner. Kenny there, but can't hold it. Has to tuck back in behind him. 13 to go. Kenny's making that high line work. He knows it's hard to pass on the inside. Keeping Canova down low. 12 to go. Pushing on the inside. He just can't clear him on the corner exit. But now we got here. Lap car at 85. Lets him go by nice. Peter Slowick in chat probably wants 5 wins in a row, so this could get fun. I don't know. 5 wins in a row, I do believe. Currently, he is Top Tier Racing's all-time winner, most wins. Keep taking him away, become the Top Tier legend. Kenny, though, doing good against him. 10 to go here. Ooh, little wall contact there from the 70. Not much to slow him down anyway. Feel like he keeps getting a little bit more each time. He's gonna stay alongside him this time. They're neck and neck across the stripe here, coming into one. Kenny's gonna have to keep him down low there. He gives him a lot of space. Still side by side. Kenny gets a great exit there. I think that's the problem with one is going down low in 1 and 2 there. You get great entry, but your exit not as good. 8 laps to go. Cucko out front. Looking to the inside. Killer run into the corner from Canova. He's going to clear Kenny that time. Kenny, of course, right on his tail. Looking to go back to the inside of him now. Coming into turns 1 and 2. It's going to put him in a tough spot. We just talked about being down low. Turns 1 and 2. He's not able to get it done now. He's got to tuck back in. Now Kenny's got to try and make that low line work. Ew, my gosh, what a run there. Good corner. Can he get it? 6 to go. He's going to try his damnedest if he's got anything left. Now's the time to put it on the track. Side by side. Oh, they almost touch. Coming out of 4. 5 to go. Neck and neck again across the stripe. Back and forth. These guys are duking it out. Penny back down low in turns 1 and 2. He keeps the speed out onto the back stretch. He cannot. He's going to have to tuck back in. Ooh, they almost touch again coming out of 4. Neck and neck across the stripe. 4 to go. Kenny's got a little company now from a lap car behind him. Jeremy Gill. See how this plays out. Canova's starting to get a little bit of a gap now. Kenny's got to get back up there. 3 to go. Kenny driving it in deep. He's able to get a good exit there. Gets right back on the bumper of the 70 at Dylan Canova. Oh no, Kenny into the wall. 2 laps to go. That slowed up Kenny a lot there. to see if he can gain it back. Doesn't have a lot of time to do it. He's got to be flawless here. We got a damaged car in front of him. Severely damaged car. Oh, is that the 03 of Nick Ruffini? What happened to him? Not sure what happened there. Oh, white flag, neck and neck again. Who's going to get it? Is it going to be the 70 of Dylan Canova or the 71 of Kenny Cucko? They got a lap car now in front of them here. Wow, they make contact coming out of 2. They were 3 wide with the lap car. They're able to keep it going. Gets a little squirrely. Canova gets a gap on Cucko. I don't think he's going to have anything for him here. I think that was just unfortunate timing and having to go 3 wide with a lap car on the last lap there. But there's your winner, Mr. 5 in a row, Dylan Canova, coming in second. Well fought, Kenny Cucko, and rounding out your top 3 is going to be Christian Proctor. Good win, good race by these two up front. Kind of curious to see what happened to Nick Ruffini here. See if I can find anything about him. I don't see anything. He had heavy damage, though. He was missing the whole front end. Let's see if we can go rewind and take a look and see what happened to him. Here we go. Bear with me, folks. We're going to go ahead and we'll just rewind a little bit. You can see the front of his car's just gone. Really curious of what happened. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Let's see what happened here. Did not bring out a caution, surprisingly. So he's getting to the underneath of Proctor there. Oh, Proctor gets loose. Body checked him. Oh, that's unfortunate for Nick Ruffini. He had a great race all night long. And then just trying to get it back to the finish line there. Well, what a ending to that race was. Holy moly. Let's go over the official results here. There we have it. Our winner, Dylan Canova. Second place, Kenny Cucko. Third place, Christian Proctor. Jake Raven coming in 4th, and Jim Thorndike going to round out your top 5. Shane Wielden, Zach White, Jorge Ledesma Jr., Nick Ruffini, and Jeremy Gill going to round out the top 10. And then Davis Shively, JD Van Kirk, and Robbie Miner going to round out the rest of the field, the 13 total positions. Tell you, that was a great race here this evening. Green flag, start to finish, 150 laps. Cannot complain about that. Folks, stick around. We have post-race interviews coming right up. And we will be right back after this commercial break. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oops, let's get that off the screen. We will get with our third place finisher here. That, of course, is the number 13 of Christian Proctor. Christian, drafty up in the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, I got you. You got me?
I got you, man. Man, heck of a race tonight. You were out front there for a little while, giving giving Canova a run for his money for a little while. Tell us what happened there at the end to kind of set you apart from everybody.
And that last pit stop we had, me and Kenny came in pretty hot. Well, Kenny came in kind of hot, so I went to the right side, so made sure he didn't hit me or nothing. And my spotter was yelling at me saying he was still there, so I dove in my pit box kind of late, and I just locked up the front, and it ruined it.
Oh, that is unfortunate, man, but still able to bring home a P3 this evening. Cannot complain about that, man. Tell me, how do you feel about the season finishing how you've done? I'm pretty sure you're solidly locked at second in points. Tell me how you feel about coming in second and you're going to be coming back next season.
Second place is just the first loser. You got to be first. No, I had a lot of fun this season. I almost didn't run this season, and I'm really glad I did. Had a lot of fun, learned a lot, got a lot better. Just looking forward to racing next season.
Heck yeah, man. We look forward to having you back. Before we let you go here, celebrate this P3. Anyone you'd like to thank or shout out?
I just want to shout out my team, man. We help each other week in, week out, push each other, be quicker, be better. And we just help each other out, man. I just want to thank the team.
Heck yeah, you can do great things with a great team behind you. All right, man. Go celebrate this one, and we'll catch you back here next season.
Appreciate it, man.
There you have it. That was our third place finisher in tonight's race, second overall in points for the season. Now let's bring up our second place finisher this evening. And of course, is the number 71 at Kenny Cucko. Kenny, Matt up in the booth, you got a copy.
Gotcha, man.
And you were out in front leading there for with the laps winding down. Dylan was able to get past you there with about, I think it was 7 or 8 laps to go. Think he could have done anything differently there, or did he just have your number?
Uh, it was tough because he came out. We came out of the pits with he had like a 3.6 second lead, and well, let me back it up. So that second stop or the first stop, I came in on their bumper, and then I was running like 30.6s, and they were running 28 or 29 eights and sevens, and I lost 8 seconds. Ran them back down to within 3. Then that final pit stop, I went a little faster than what I did the previous one just because I couldn't afford to lose that 8 seconds again. So I went harder, which the car felt fine. But I mean, when you're out front with a 3 second lead, you don't got to push your stuff. So I knew he was saving. And then once I caught him, it was on. And I just ran out of both car and talent. But it was a lot of fun, heck of a fight. 150 laps, and it came down to the last lap. So that's pretty cool.
You guys definitely put on a show for everyone watching tonight. It was a great epic finish, epic battle. Tell me, looking forward to next season. How you feeling about it?
Feeling pretty good. Obviously, there's a lot of unknowns because this is the Gen 4 we're going to be running is a brand new car and it's not even out yet. So there'll be a lot of unknowns with that. But if it's like the old Gen 4, I'm sure there'll just be a little bit more updates. But I've only done one race in it, and it was at Richmond, and it was heck of a lot of fun. So looking forward to it. Obviously, you and I, we got a bunch of work to do in this next 3 weeks. So we're gonna have our hands full with that and getting everything squared away. But looking forward to it, and hopefully we can get our car counts back up. I know some people kind of just not give up, but it's pointless at some point, and they just kind of stop showing up. So hopefully we can get our car counts back up. But I'm really looking forward to season 4. We got a good thing going.
Yeah, me too. And for those of you watching that do not know, Kenny and myself and JD are all admins here at Top Tier Racing. Kenny, before I let you go celebrate this P2, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out this evening?
Yeah, I got to thank Tricia's Learning Center for being the title sponsor. I got to thank JD with Check Six, Marty with Marty's iRacing Paint Shops. We got Nick Baum with the BSRL iRacing team, Premier Racing Setups, Proctor with Crispy C7, you with all the graphic work you do. And then also the last one would be Jeremy with Mid Tier Racing. With all their help, without their help, none of this would be possible. So thanks to all of them for hopping on board, and we'll see who we can continue partnerships on with next season.
Exactly. Well, we will let you go here, celebrate this one this evening, and we'll catch you back up in the booth next season.
All right, we'll see you, brother.
There you have it. That was our P2 finisher of the evening, 71, Kenny Cucko. Now let's get with our race winner up here once again, the number 70, Dylan Canova. Dylan, Matt up in the booth, you got a copy.
Yeah, gotcha.
Tell me, you get sick of coming up here? 5 wins now in a row. Championship was locked down coming into it, but a win always feels so good. Tell me about the race there at the end. Actually, first of all, tell me about the race, but then that move to get past Proctor going into pit, that was pretty epic. Tell me about that as well.
So yeah, the race was good. It's like one of the few where I think being out front was actually a disadvantage. You couldn't really get away. So you're just kind of stuck, and the car just built so tight out front, and then it magically seemed to rotate in dirty air. I don't really know how to explain that. It's different than almost every other race we've done. And then yeah, I've always prided myself on trying to gain as much time as possible entering pit road. Every few tenths of a second matters when the cars are so even and so close together on track. So I saw him slow down, and I saw enough room on the bottom, and I was like, I think you can go a little deeper into the entrance than that. So I just drove it in there and hope for the best, tried to give him room, and worked out. And then I think we ended up coming back out of pit lane side by side again. So he actually beat me on the pit out.
That was, yeah, we did see that. That was a crazy pit stop through and through. Definitely entertaining. And then the battle there with Kenny at the end. I gotta know, how much were you tire saving as he was catching up to you there just to have it at the end and drive right back past him? Or was it actually pretty hard for you to get past him there at the end?
So really wasn't tire saving too much. I had that like almost 5 second lead, I think, right there when we came out of pit road, and I'm like, oh, I can manage even if I give up 4 seconds. It's no big deal. But then I started looking at the fuel, and when we started, I was pretty significantly short. I was still I couldn't really drive the car until about 5 to go. So I just had to kind of save fuel. I let him by and was like, I was could tell I had a little bit more tire just from saving fuel, but I was like, it's gonna be tough, even just because even if you get out front, he's able to stay right with you with the draft. So really wasn't so much of tire saving; it was just trying to make sure I had enough fuel.
Oh, okay. Very interesting, but very well done to say the least. Man, congrats on also the championship this season. Tell me, how'd you enjoy racing this season? How'd you think it went? And are you going to be coming back next season?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Had its ups and downs. Started off the season real good with those back to back wins, and had the chaos of Bristol dirt kind of fell off. Had some bad luck, so thankfully we were able to shake it. Obviously, coming into the playoffs after sweeping that, so I kind of told myself once we won Michigan, I was like, we're just gonna keep going. And then as they started, coming, I was like, we're gonna try and sweep it. Just go for everything. But that was a lot of fun. Glad everybody came out and raced. I wish the car count would have stayed higher through the playoffs, but I get how that is. Every time the playoffs come around, that people are eliminated, kind of hurts the car count anywhere you race. Um, I will be back probably as more of a part time due to my work schedule, unless something changes. But I definitely plan on running some races next season.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to having you back when you can make it. Before we let you go, celebrate your championship and your win this evening. One more time, shout out everyone you got to shout out.
Yep, Tricia's Learning Center for giving us a place to race. All the admins for putting this deal together. You for being here to broadcast it and show all the fans that are watching. And thank you to all those viewers that are out there watching. I can't thank the team enough. Everybody at Revved Up makes this possible. Kept me cool whenever I was frustrated and ready to give up. Kept me in the fight and helped me refocus on just trying to lock up these wins, win this championship. All the sponsors over there, Circle W Farms, Forged by Dennis, the No Names, Victory Fuel, and just everybody who makes this possible each week.
There you have it. Well, we will catch you back here next season, man. Enjoy the off season.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Look forward to seeing y'all.
There we have it, folks. That was our series champion and race winner this evening, the number 70 of Dylan Canova, sweeping the championship run. Won every race. Definitely championship material indeed. Well, folks, that's our show here this evening at Royalty Racing Network. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night. I will be right back in the booth broadcasting the SCSRA Next Gen Series. And then, of course, Saturday night we have Triple F Bomb broadcasting right here for the NOMA Next Gen Series. And then, of course, if you're looking for something to watch even after this, my good buddy Josh King is currently broadcasting the SCSRA ARCA series. So make sure you go back to the Royalty Racing Network homepage, go over to that stream, show them some love. Anyway, for us here at Royalty Racing Network, Top Tier Racing, signing off till July. I'm Matt Drafty B.